so excited to meet you. I can't wait. We love you.
We're excited. We're excited to add more chaos to our family.
That's what I want to hear. Say hi, Daddy. We gotta get you cleaned up. We're gonna measure her and give her a little bath. Who's a baby?
Has she had like amniocentesis and those kind of things?
Did she have any genetic testing during the pregnancy?
And I remember I had my video camera out, and the doctor turned and said, "Have you had any genetic testing?" And I knew, and I fell over.
I guess my first thought was, they're wrong. She doesn't have Down syndrome. I had never thought of myself as a special needs mom. I had an idea of what that was like, and it wasn't me.
Like any other parent, you never thought it would be you. You know, I never thought it would be me.
No, it's never crossed my mind that we would have a child with special needs. We were healthy. We were a family that was young. There was no history of any type of Down syndrome in our family, so it never crossed my mind that this would ever happen to us.
With Elijah, we weren't expecting any problems from the ultrasound. In fact, he was born on his due date. Very low birth weight, 4 pounds 2 ounces. That was not the last of the surprises that night. He was missing both thumbs, both radius bones, severe clubbing and other malformations in his legs. We come to find that he had fused cartilage suture in his skull, soft cleft palate that needed to be repaired.
Whenever you're just beginning out as a parent with a child with special needs, you feel really alone, and you just feel like nobody is going through what you're going through. And whenever I very first came to Little Lighthouse and got involved with other parents and started networking with them, it just gives you just this peaceful feeling that you're not alone.
It's been encouraging to me to see the difference that the Little Lighthouse has made in such a short, in 6 months. I remember the first couple weeks I would kind of watch the other children in the room and think, man, I can't imagine Addison being able to, hang her coat and her bag on the hook and bring her lunch to the refrigerator and close the child lock on it. And it was a few months later, she just does it like a pro. So she's just done things way ahead of schedule, especially with the help of Little Lighthouse and the teachers here.
I'm in the Lord's army, yes sir.
It's so nice to know that we're bringing him to a place where they are capable and they deal with all sorts of different things. Eli has prosthetic legs. I'm not sure if that's a first for our physical therapist here, but she is spot on in how she's helping Eli learn to stand up and learn to walk, and teaching David and me how we can help him at home and keeping us in the loop. That's so important.
Walking with hand in hand. He can't walk by himself yet, but just you holding his hand, he can walk. His social skills, he's starting to play now with, first, just anybody new, with therapy. Anybody that comes that he don't know, he would cry. But now he doesn't cry anymore. He's starting to realize he's starting to kind of socialize with the kids more. He's starting to eat more. That's what we're trying to teach him, show him to eat more. When he's in that room the other day, I think it was Thursday or Wednesday, he rode this tricycle for the first time. And my nurse took a picture of it, and we was cracking up. He was gone. He just been more open. And that's a good thing since he's been at the Little Lighthouse. he's been doing a whole lot more.
For years, James and I were just looking at each other and we'd be like, we know that he loves us. It's so obvious that he loves us, but just to hear that come from your child's mouth is just probably the most important thing that a parent can hear. And
I love you.
We were just waiting for that day, and finally, whenever he was able to use his communication device well, we had our day, and it was beautiful. And just finding out how really, we always knew he was very smart, but having that reassurance and him learning how to read and spell and make complete sentences has been a huge blessing. Just being able to understand what his needs are and communicating those without frustration has been amazing.
Learning to deal with such extraordinary children is complicated. And so being able to take our child to people who have the credentials, have the licenses that they need to be able to address his specific needs is why we bring him to the Little Lighthouse. We have to feel absolutely certain that Eli is getting the best care and education that he can have, and knowing that these teachers know exactly what they're doing and they continue to learn. They take time out to learn additional things they can do and bring into the classroom. I can remember Kate going on a conference and coming back and saying, I think this will be perfect for Eli. We should start doing it to help him learn his alphabet. So that constant learning that they continue to do to bring just the latest and greatest to these classrooms is what's helping these kids really get ahead.
I didn't know you could do that.
What do you do?
Said the whole alphabet. You got lost a little bit in the middle, but you did good.
It's pretty challenging whenever you're pretty much forced after you have a child that's born with a lot of special needs. And like for us, we went down to one income, and so financially we were very strapped, and equipment is overwhelming how much it costs. Even adapted toys are very, very expensive. A toy that you can buy at Walmart for $20, once they adapt it and make it into a toy that's accessible by a switch for a child that needs those kind of things, can turn into a toy that's over $100 or more. And you end up buying chairs that can be $3,000. And for instance, our son's communication device that we just got is $16,000. So you just are feeling just so overwhelmed with all these financial burdens that you carry with having a child with special needs, and just also trying to find someone capable of taking care of your child can be very expensive too. If you're trying to find a caretaker, you just can't go drop your kid off at the neighbor's house and go shopping or run an errand or do whatever you need to do. You have to hire someone that has the skills that you need in order to take care of your child. So it's really overwhelming.
C H E D Y.
I mean, the services that they provide, if we were to have to go and pay for them ourselves, that would kill us.
Yeah.
I don't know how we would pay for everything. But yeah, the services and the therapies that they provide are just priceless.
It's nice to have it all in one place too. I can bring her to the Little Lighthouse and she's getting all the therapy that it would take 4 or 5 appointments a week to. And there's no way we could keep up with all those, and and have life in addition to that. And it's been very nice to not have to figure out how we're going to pay for it or how we're going to figure that out.
One of the biggest factors for everybody is that it is at no cost to the families. Everybody does this for free. Everybody signs up for complimentary services, and that's just not, it's completely unheard of. You don't sign up for someone's services for nothing. They're here for the children. And so there's a lot of families out there that are here now and have been here in the past that if those services were not complimentary, per se, then they would never have been able to experience the Lighthouse.
And I would hate for a child with special needs to be held back from getting this tremendous experience because of a financial burden. It's not fair, and that's really not in the spirit of what the Little Lighthouse is all about. We're helping children, people are volunteering, and the money that comes in is through donations, and it's really just to support the facility. That's what I think is so amazing about the Little Lighthouse, is just the amount of giving that you see here and the amount of volunteering that happens to make this place work.
And when I take Elijah to the public school now, I'll say he needs this, he does this, he's capable of this if you put this adaptive technology in his hands. And the teacher's jaws drop. They say, I'm a professional special needs educator, and I'm learning something every time I see Elijah and speak with you, his parents. And I just do like this and say, we spend a lot of time in a place where they put these tools in our hands. It would be deceptive to say they just throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. They know what's going to stick before they throw it at the wall. Everything they've guessed about how Eli learns and how he sees the world, it comes not only from their experience and their research, but from something intangible. I call it faith. They put their hands on Elijah and pray every day. What can we do to help him advance in appropriate ways? And then they see success after success as though they're expecting them to come along. That to me is the definition of hope. And to answer your question, if we hadn't had the Little Lighthouse the past 2.5 years, I wouldn't have hope.
But I think what is so critical for me is seeing some of the other children that, relative to Viviana, are going to most likely struggle more than her. This is it for these children. This is the best care, best experience that they're going to have. And to not allow a child or not have room for a child, which unfortunately with capacity issues is a reality, it's just very hard for me to see that. And I know if we can get the capital that's needed to get this new facility in place, not only will these kids have even a better experience and better care, but we're not going to leave any child behind. And I think that's what's critical. For Vivi, as I've said, every day counts. And every day that Viv's is not here, to me, it's a day where she's not developing to her full capabilities. And if there's any child like that that's on a waiting list or who's not getting the care they need, it's a loss not only to the child, but I think a loss to the parents and society in general.